What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Detroit Love, with another video. Today, we're installing the coin door, the molded coin door from Retro530. But before we get into this installation, let's go over the modifications that we've done to this 2019 Arcade1Up Star Wars cabinet. Let's get it started.
Roll up slow, let the rhythm hit your heart. Troy Love in the zone, laying game from the start. Chill in the air, but the groove stay smart. Slide in, vibe up, yeah, let's press start. Retro on the scene with all tech in the bud. Feeling that glow, all peace, all love.
This cabinet is running the Buy Stuff Arcade Flying Kit, one of my favorite upgrades. This mod turns the Star Wars yoke into a multi-game controller for flying, racing, and shooter titles. It includes the Android box, HDMI converter, custom wiring, BSA pedals, the bass shaker and rumble motor, and it's all plug and play. This setup lets me run 35 flying games, 158 driving games, and 32 shooters, all without programming anything. Navigation is simple, and the attract mode makes this cabinet stand out in the game room. I also added the raised 6-piece vacuum formed side bezels made by MakerOfThingsStudio. These parts bring depth, texture, and dimension to the cabinet that the stock artwork just can't match. It's a 6-piece trimmed with decals, shaped perfectly for the Star Wars look, and it really helps the cabinet stand out visually. Now let us get into the main upgrade for this video, the Retro530 molded arcade coin door kit. Let's do it. Now this is what we're installing today, the Retro530 molded coin door kit for the Star Wars cabinet. The kit includes a molded faux coin door, 2 illuminated and fully functional and custom credit buttons, 3D printed mounting bracket for the buttons, hardware for mounting, a power harness that splits power to the LCD converter and to this lit buttons, a drill template, and instruction. The kit gives you that authentic arcade look while adding real functionality. So the first thing we need to do is open up the cabinet and look inside to see where the coin door will impact from the interior. So we have to check for clearance. And while the Retro530 kit is designed specifically for arcade cabinets, each cabinet could present challenges when trying to get everything lined up. And so as we can see, just by the position that we want this on the outside, this support board will definitely come into play, and you can see the thickness of it by looking at this board, matching board that's closer to the back. We will definitely have to come up with a solution that is not readily available out the box. This kit doesn't come with any instructions. There's videos online that you can watch, but I have yet to see a video that deals with this particular challenge that we have. So we're looking to have a fun day here. So next, we tape the included drilling template to the front of the panel, making sure it's centered, level, and aligned for our artwork. And because the design of this kick plate has these banner list of names of the games, the door will fit perfectly in this area. We could avoid that board in the interior if we lowered it, but then it won't look aesthetically correct because then it won't match up with the graphics. So we would rather deal with making it work inside so that the outside have the best appearance possible. And so we take our time here. You can measure if you want, but I'm just going to eyeball this, and I'm sure we're going to get the perfect fit. So we had two problems here. We drill holes completely through so that the door could dry fit in, but the instructions said that they provided complimentary screws and washers, but no washers were included. So we'll go ahead and assemble the bracket to hold these buttons inside of the door and make it one piece. But we have to go to the back inside. So I determined I have to make that inside hole larger so that I can actually put these screw caps in. Because at this point in time, there's nothing that would hold this door in other than friction. And that thing would just fall out if you touched it anyway. So increase the holes on the inside to allow this thing to fit in there, and then we could screw in the actual caps that go on to the buttons themselves. And see, that's pretty flush, so that turned out good. So then we'll hook up the power. We'll disconnect the power from the LCD converter, and we'll put in the splitter and put the one end of the splitter in back into the LCD converter and the other end into the buttons. For the buttons, we just simply need to get the daisy chain cable, power cable, and plug each into the two side posts of the buttons or the lights. So there's four posts, two on the side, those are for the lights. The two on the top are for the functionality of the button. So we'll get to those later. These cables are connected, daisy chained, and simply just plug them in the right way. If you do not get power, then you just simply need to reverse the buttons. And now we just simply need to plug these into each of the waiting buttons. Okay, so now we need to hook up some cables. Now these cables, to allow these to be functional, are not included with the kit. So you would have to get your own button cables. But you see here, I added those to the two top posts. And I just simply plugged them into these two spots that were available. Now at this point in time, I had no idea what function they would do, as this box is already pre-programmed. But I will seek out support from Buy Stuff Store. But at this point in time, the buttons are functioning. They're just maybe not doing exactly what I want them to do. So I will need to get 4 washers to secure the door at those 4 points. The top is not really necessary because these screws here are going to hold that in firm. So I only really need 2 washers for the lower portion of the door. And just like that, the buttons light up beautifully. Now, we've tested the buttons. They definitely function, but I'll have to learn a little bit more about how those things work. But right now, this thing has the full arcade experience the stock cabinet never had. With all 3 major mods installed, the flying kit, the raised side bezels, and the Retro530 coin door, this cabinet is now a true showcase piece in the home arcade. It looks better, plays better, and is fully customized. And there you have it. This cabinet looks more authentic. It feels more interactive now that we have these functional buttons that allows you to control the game. If you enjoy what you've seen today and appreciate me taking the time to bring these type of videos to you, hit that like button. And if you haven't done already, press that subscribe button. I'd love to hear from you in the comments what you think about this video and what you would like to see next. I love you, I appreciate you, and until next time, I'll see you on the web.
Thanks for watching Detroit Love. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. We want to see and read your comments below. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.